or do you pay any attention to do you pay any attention to I can't say it. Or do you pay any attention to statistics, because that just isn't going to happen. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I have been writing more than video editing, so this should be a fairly fast one to edit. Usually when I'm like looking in the camera and talking and I have like a outline of what I want to talk about, those are a little easier to edit. Pardon my appearance. This is the first part of my Halloween costume. I'm recording this on Halloween. The second part, like the transformation from this, will be visible on Tamara's stream tonight at 8 p.m., which, if you're watching this, is probably yesterday. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some unpopular opinions I have about the Authortube space. Once in a while, we have these big blow-ups where everybody wants to talk about how the community works and what they like and don't like about it, but I think it's better to have a conversation when there isn't some sort of emergency happening, you know, when someone isn't doing something untoward. I think the better bet is to have discussions about these things now, and clickbait and whatnot. Unpopular opinions are better than putting it as let's talk. We're going to do this as unpopular opinions, so feel free to write down below if you have other opinions, if you have things you want to contribute. I am open to a discussion. This is not supposed to be inflammatory so much as a discussion. So these opinions are things that I've picked up from Authortube videos and comment sections, to conversations I've seen behind the scenes, to things that I've seen people say on social media. And so if you are unfamiliar with these opinions that I am countering, more power to you. But these are things that I've seen in the time I've been on Authortube, which has been a long time. Every 2 or 3 months, somebody comes around and starts saying that Authortube is dying, and I don't think that's necessarily possible. First of all, there are always going to be people who write on the internet. Like, that's just going to be a thing. It's a thing on all of the social media. So I don't think there's any reason to think that's going to end. Just because Authortube is changing and evolving and whatnot doesn't mean that it's going to end. I believe that most of the time what it is that Authortube is evolving within itself, because it's been around for quite some time. If you are in a body that is evolving and you're seeing it as a death, then you probably are not evolving with it. So for what you expect, want, need, maybe it is, but I don't think Authortube can die. Another thing I see about Authortube is that, you know, nobody goes outside of their little corners and blah, blah, blah. It's this click shit. First of all, human beings associate with people who they identify with and who they get along with. So if you think someone is obnoxious, you're probably not going to spend a lot of time with them. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. That's just how we form relationships. But the other thing is that a hashtag is not a community. You can't expect just to having a hashtag to result in people supporting each other and treating each other well. So one of the things that you should probably be doing is figuring out whether or not you're fulfilling your side of the community. I see a lot of people who are like, you know, nobody comes to my streams, but like, I've never seen you before. So, and I'm at quite a few streams, so maybe you're not going to any streams either. Like, there is some sort of tit for tat, and I think it's sometimes unreasonable to expect to get what you receive before what you give, especially in a community that's already built where there's already relationships. Another thing is that no one gets to tell people what they can and can't publish. If you don't like what someone publishes, if you think that they publish things that are ill-written, ill-edited, have terrible covers, blah, 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 you're more than welcome to not buy those things. Drama almost never involves the whole community. I know it seems kind of like every time there's like some sort of big drama, everybody in the community is losing their mind, but realistically, it's not like that. Usually there's 4 or 5 people who are very, very upset about a thing, and then there's like 10 or 12 people who are friends with those people and know what's happening, and those people feel bad for their friends, and it just kind of trickles out into everybody else. But typically speaking, people aren't all involved in the drama. We don't have drama like that on Authortube, and maybe there's a reason for that, but I couldn't tell you what it is. But we don't have drama that like encompasses the whole community. So when you do see that there's drama going on, just understand that that's highly unlikely that everybody is involved in it. And in fact, there probably is about 50% of the community that is literally unaware that it exists. So I do see people saying that they want to be involved in a community that doesn't have drama. And the thing is that you can pick the channels that either don't have drama or have tolerable levels of drama depending on what you're into. But you do not have to be part of a channel where there's, you know, they're just tearing people down or they're treating people badly. You don't have to be a part of their community, and that's okay. Every once in a while I see somebody say something about how Authortube has a lot of people who are writing books but don't talk about writing books. And I think that has come with the increase in vlogging. The thing is that, like, I'm just gonna go and say this like I will say it. We are whole motherfucking people. And we are more than just writers. There are all kinds of things happening in our lives, and maybe we want to involve you in some of them. Maybe we don't. It's our prerogative how we do that. If you don't like what we're doing, unsubscribe from our individual channel and go subscribe to someone you do like what they're doing. It is okay. You don't have to bitch about everything. This one's going to be a little, it's a little intimidating for me. And that's because it's a little personal. Having a day job is not a failure. It doesn't mean you're a less serious writer. It doesn't mean that you are an unsuccessful writer. In fact, tons of successful writers keep day jobs, whether they be related to their writing or not. It is absolutely absurd that there has been this myth built in this community about how you shouldn't have a day job if you are a serious writer. And that's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm frequently offended by it. People definitely engage me like they think that I'm playing writer because I have a day job. And the fact of the matter is that I am a grown woman whose bills need to be paid. So if I have a day job to do that, it's none of your fucking business. And the last unpopular opinion I have is you get to define what your success is. Don't let other people tell you what your success is. Nobody else's measure of success is going to be the same as yours. Everybody has a different specific goal in mind. Don't let somebody else tell you that your goal is too big or too small, or that it's ridiculous, or do you pay any attention to or do you pay any attention to statistics, because that just isn't going to happen. Don't let those people fuck with you. You have your dreams. You don't fucking let other people get involved in your shit. It really bugs me. I have friends who have different dreams, from like paying my bills with my writing checks to like being a New York Times bestselling author. And all of those goals are valid. And just because it would be like a 1 in a million shot doesn't mean that you're not going to be the one to get the 1 in a million shot. And I find it kind of gross when other writers try to break down things like that from their peers, because you should be more respectful of other writers. I guess that's kind of what this all breaks down to, is that like being respectful of other people and not being shitty to other people for no reason. Those are my opinions that appear to be relatively unpopular. Thanks for hanging out with me, and have a good NaNoWriMo. Bye!